Hello guys, Shorthair McGee here with a forehead such as like Sakura Haruno from Naruto, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be talking about how good is hand disruption in the game right now. Seeing as hand disruption has been actually very prevalent recently, being used in multiple decks to be able to deal with cards like hand traps or cards like specific names through Mind Crush and all of that sort of stuff, because hand disruption seems to be getting a lot more popular, and I wanted to, discuss it a bit, see how good it is, and just end up talking about some of the cards that are really good because of it. So without further ado, seeing as this is the fourth time trying to record this video, let's get on to it. So let's talk about, to begin with, the cards that are being used quite a bit right now for hand disruption. Starting off with Dragged Down into the Grave, a spell card that basically says both players reveal their hand, both players choose one card in the opponent's hand, and both players discard that card and then draw a card. This card is obviously to do with hand traps. It gets hand traps as well, but what you're going to do, it's there to deal with the hand traps that really give problems to you. It can also help you, resource your advantage, but this is basically the card that says, I'm looking at your hand, I'm going to take a card out of your hand. If you draw a hand trap, fair enough, but I've got rid of that hand trap, a specific hand trap. Now, this is the card that took the NAWCQ from Pendulums, so this is obviously a very prevalent, a very good card in the game. It's really good to get rid of hand traps that aren't monsters as well, because it's able to get rid of cards like Infinite Permanence and Evenly Matched that you wouldn't normally be able to get rid of with something like the next card we're talking about, neo-spacian Aqua Dolphin. And it's just that it's a good hand disruption because it's able to get rid of the hand traps or any other specific cards in the hand that you don't really want your opponent to have or didn't want to see your opponent having in that game, because it can actually hurt you really bad. But that's the first one. The next one that's also very prevalent right now is neo-spacian Aqua Dolphin. I believe its a full effect is discard one card, look at your opponent's hand. If your opponent has a monster, you can discard the monster from your opponent's hand, and if you did, your opponent takes 500 points of damage. Now, this card is also very good against specific hand traps such as Ash Blossom Joyous Springs, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I don't know why my mind went on a run there. It's also good against Effect Veiler because it can bite that shit. And Droll and Lockbird, which are just cards that can really hurt you in the long run as well. So that's why Aqua Dolphin is also a very good one. And the last one that I kind of wanted to mention, just because it surely hasn't been very big outside in obviously the top winning decks, but Mind Crush is also a good one because it also can be used to disrupt your opponent's hand during their turn to stop them from using advancements of their plays. Essentially just stopping them from being able to play the game in that area. Now, there are also other ones like Gumblar Dragon, Tropological Gumblar Dragon, there's Moon and Glacier. Cards that make your opponent discard are always have this sort of area as well, just being able to make your opponent disrupt their hand. But I wanted to mention more of the ones that you see your opponent's hand and just get rid of cards in the opponent's hand that, could be a big problem in the long run. Because stuff with Tropological Gumblar Dragon is they get to choose which cards they discard, and Moon and Glacier, it's random, but you're not getting any knowledge out of it. So I kind of just wanted to focus on these. Now, what are the relevance of these cards in the game right now? Why can these cards be very good? Well, for stuff like Drag Down and Aqua Dolphin, they're really good turn 1. Because in turn 1, you're able to see your opponent's hand, get all the knowledge they have, and play around certain stuff in their hand, while also getting rid of specific cards in your opponent's hand. Say they have a hand trap that could disrupt your plays. Well, you can get rid of that hand trap if it's a monster, if it's Aqua Dolphin, or if it's anything, if it's Drag Down, and just erase that card from existence. That card is no longer relevant to you because your players are going off regardless now, because you were able to get rid of that specific hand trap. And if you're able to get rid of those specific hand traps thanks to stuff like Drag Down into the Grave and neo-spacian Aqua Dolphin or any other tech cards that you could possibly playing to get rid of hand traps, I don't know of very many others hand revealing cards in that you can use turn 1. But these cards are actually very good. Oh, my hair. I hate short hair, guys. Like, it just goes crazy all the time, and I'm like, what am I meant to do? But back onto the topic. And using these cards to basically disrupt your opponent's hand turn 1 lets you go off in your plays. It allows you to continue playing the game, and it basically allows you to establish your board before your opponent has a chance to stop your established board. So that's why cards like Awkward Dolphin and Drag Down are really good. But in the other spectrum, there's cards like Mind Crush that you use during your opponent's turn. And these kind of cards, you can also put Mind Drain into this category because it deals with the hand traps on your opponent's turn, I suppose, because you can flip it and then there's no hand traps for the rest of the game. And also it's very good against dangers when you think about it, because they can't use the effect in hand. But that's not what we're on about. But Mind Crush is another card that can be also very good, because if you're playing up against a deck that has revealed a specific card in their hand, you can basically flip the Mind Crush, and then you get to see your opponent's entire hand. Sure, you've already passed the turn, but you also get to see how you want to use specific trap cards if you're playing a trap-based deck, which I would assume you're doing if you're playing Mind Crush. But yeah, you get to see your opponent's hand, use the traps that you may have set in specific ways, or if you're playing the Autogeist deck, I would really hope you're playing this card in, because Reveal Faker after doing a Mind Crush is pretty good, you know, it's really good. But yeah, using Mind Crush, using Mind Crush to just get the knowledge from your opponent's hand. And obviously you're not going to Mind Crush right away. You never Mind Crush right away, because you want to wait for your opponent to get a specific key card, such as if they use Start Up Engage and they get Ray. You could flip the Mind Crush to declare Sky Striker Ray. They have to discard all copies of Ray in their hand. You get to see their hand to get the knowledge of what they have, and then you can activate your trap cards or quick play spells in a specific order to, you know, get the best advantage you possibly could, while also reading your opponent of a key card to actually stop them. Another one you could actually do against is against Trickstars, where they activate Light Stage, they search Candina. Well, you flip the Mind Crush if they've got Candina, then, which they obviously will because they searched it. You discard the Candina from their hand, and then they're not able to go any further from that, because being able to discard these key cards after they've searched them is actually very powerful against these kind of decks, because being able to rid these key resources, these key components to a specific combo with a card like Mind Crush is actually really powerful, because it gives you that ability to take away the specific plays from your opponent to then further your own advancement into the game, and just further your own resources and further your own plays to stop your opponent. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with these kind of cards that like these hand disruption cards. They're able to get you a lot of advantage in the long run, depending on what kind of card you're playing, what kind of cards you're doing, and always getting knowledge from these cards is always very important too. With a card like Mind Crush, where they have to reveal to prove they don't have any copies of that card in their hand. With a card like Drag Down to the Grave, where you get to just see that whole hand and just get rid of hand traps that can specifically hurt you. Or with a card like neo-spacian Awkward Dolphin, which just gets rid of specific key cards in your hand, such as the hand traps as well, or a specific monster like say a Candina, if they need that Candina to play the game. It's really powerful with these kind of cards to disrupt your opponent's card plays before they're actually able to make these kind of plays. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video, just discuss the kind of cards you could use, ways to use them, what hand disruption can actually do, and just give my opinion on them. And honestly, hand disruption in the game right now is probably the best form of disruption, because it stops the plays before they're able to happen. And that's something really, really good in the game. Just to further your own advancement into the game state. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Tell me what you thought of this video in the comment section below. Tell me if you think hand disruption is the best form of disruption. Tell me if you think it's the worst kind of disruption. Tell me if you think it's bullcrap and they should never let you touch your opponent's hand. and get the knowledge from the hand at the same time. Personally, I feel like it's a good type of, I feel like it's a good part of the game, because it gives you, sure, it's giving you knowledge and taking away from that factor of the game, that it has your secrecy, but I feel like it's another way to play the game, and it's actually really good. But tell me all of that in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts, your opinions on hand disruption in the game. Tell me if there's any specific hand disruption cards you're using. Like me personally and all guys, I play Mind Crush because revealing a faker after a Mind Crush is pretty broken. But yeah, guys, don't forget to comment in the comment section below. As I said, if you liked the video, don't forget to like the video to see more videos like this. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos from me in the future, don't forget to press the subscribe button and to be notified of any Yu-Gi-Oh videos that I make in the future, or streams whenever I stream again. I don't know when I'm next streaming. I've got to work stuff out and figure out what game I want to stream next. Probably going to be the Spyro trilogy when that comes out. Don't forget to press the notification button to be notified of that stuff. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as I said. Hand disruption's great. I enjoy it. I think it's a good mechanic. And I will see you guys next time. Robot1, signing out. Later, guys. Oh, and Short Hair McGee, shining out, people. Bye.